Hey everyone, I am Kim with Abundant Life Tarot. I want to thank you so much for joining me. This is a deeper dive into the majors of the Hoodoo Tarot, which is a part of our tarot study group that I host. It's turned out primarily in the Facebook group, Abundant Life Tarot group, but I do post content here like what you see today. I also post on my Instagram, various posts like the weekly prompts that we're working on Instagram, for example, or here. So I try to sprinkle it everywhere, but where the magic is happening is in the Facebook group. And although this is the end of the majors and the end of my videos surrounding the Hoodoo Tarot at this time, there probably might be some in the future, don't worry. But for now, the 12 weeks is up, and we are now talking about the garden, which is the world card. And it has been quite a journey doing this Hoodoo Tarot study. I have to admit, I loved every moment. It was highs and lows emotionally for me, but it was all a lot of learning and growth. And so now we're going to be voting on a new deck, and I'm kind of curious to see which one is going to win and what we're going to be focusing on, for another 12 weeks. So if you're ready to see what the World card has to offer, at least from the Hoodoo Tarot perspective, stay tuned. We have switched camera angles, and now we have arrived to the last major arcana card in the Hoodoo Tarot. This deck is created by Tiana Lee McQuiller. The artwork is by Caitlin V. Foisey, and I got this a few years ago. It is mass market in case you are in the market for a new deck, and I love this deck, and I love it even more now that we have been deep diving all up in it. All right, let's get started, because I like to always take a moment to explain what we're doing here. So I do or host a tarot study here on the channel, but primarily in my Facebook group, as I've mentioned before. And I like to take a deck and deep dive into aspects of it. Generally, I'm going to deep dive into the majors of a particular deck. In the last tarot study that I did, it was the Herb Crafter's Tarot. I was able to get through I got through all of the majors, and I was able to get through most of the courts. But I did not do the minors. It's just too many cards, and so I invite those when we do future, or even if you feel called to do the Herb Crafter or the Hoodoo Tarot video responses where you deep dive into the minors or you deep dive into the courts or what have you. I'm definitely here for that, and I will watch because I love this deck so much. I also like to advocate for us going deeper into our decks, right? To get to know our decks more and to form a relationship or forge a relationship with them. And this is one of the ways that I choose to do it. And I decided to share the tarot study with others as a way to celebrate the decks that we have in our collection. And these are rockstar decks. And I mentioned this before in other videos. I like to feature mass market decks for my study group that is in the Facebook group or here on YouTube, or when I show cards on Instagram, for example, because I want people to be able to access the deck. Okay, so that's just I know that this is redundant for those who watch my videos all the time with the tarot study, me kind of saying this over and over again, but a lot of times people are new to the tarot study, and there you go. They don't know what we know, what we're doing over here. All right, so we are now at the final major, and that is the World card, which is from the Smith Waite Borderless Edition deck from US Games, Pamela Coleman-Smith, shout out. And she did the artwork. She's amazing. So this is the World card, and I typically, those who don't know, I typically will work with another deck alongside the featured tarot study deck to just help me recall some of the meanings that I have associated with the traditional card depiction, okay? So let's get into these cards here. The Garden is the embodiment of the traditional World card. I love her hair. It's like mine. And I love how the Hoodoo Tarot takes you through scenes and different aspects of our culture, of our Black culture, different time periods from, the Reconstruction period, slave times, to present day. And clearly to me, this looks like a present day image. With the house in the background, this beautiful garden. She's wearing a cute, stylish skirt with these little, looks like platform shoes, and she's got pearls on, and her hair is modernly natural. And she's watering her gorgeous garden with the picket fence. There's here a sense of, success, accomplishment here, right? With her having this beautiful, robust garden that is actually in full bloom, right? Full bloom. And when I think of the traditional World card, I think of, like I mentioned before, like completion, an end of an era at times it could mean for me. Travel, world travel. Sometimes when it comes up in a reading, it represents wholeness and also fulfillment, and having a strong sense of belonging somewhere, whether at work or at home or in a relationship, a sense of having it all. And it also means accomplishing a goal for me. So, yeah, that's what we got going on here with the World card. And it's a nice circle, right? Nice full circle, coming full circle. Sometimes I like to associate with the World card, coming full circle. Now, I want to explore the guidebook. So that's also something that we do. And I'm always looking for decks, deck recommendations for future tarot studies, where when I put a call out there, or I ask you guys to vote, I like to consider decks that have a really good guidebook that we can dig into, particularly guidebooks that discuss the image of the cards, as well as the card meaning and other little additions that we'll discuss in a moment. So that's key and critical for me when I'm choosing a deck for future tarot studies. But also, what I look for, aside from it being mass market, is evocative art. Okay. So let's get on into it. I've already bookmarked it. Bookmarked the Garden card. What do you guys think about the keyword, the garden? Sorry for the lighting. Trying to see. Can't get it right. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can bring this light over some. Make it a little bit better. Don't know if it will. Maybe. A smidge better. Okay. The scripture, because the guidebook includes a scripture from the Bible. It says here, "The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land and will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail." Isaiah chapter 58, verse 11. Plant, cosmos, the image. A woman is happily watering her garden. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, most Americans were farmers by trade. It was hard work, but people took great pride in knowing that the produce that fed and cured their families was grown by their own hands. For people with more resources, gardening eventually became a relaxing leisure activity that allows them to connect with nature or express themselves creatively. Either way, whether for utilitarian or recreational purposes, the rule for a successful harvest doesn't change, which is this: mind your crops. I like that. Meaning, when the garden appears in a reading, it's letting you know that you've successfully taken care of business, and it's time to reap all the goodness that you've sown. Count your blessings. If your query relates to gossip or rumors, the garden card could be trying to tell you to mind your own business. It's interesting. It's reminding you of how much better the world would be if everyone focused on their own affairs instead of being concerned about what others are doing and how they're doing it. That's an interesting depiction. What do you guys, I'm curious to know what you think about that card meaning. Yeah, I'm curious. So, the majors also comes with this cool list of considerations that the author has added. So she says, if you receive the garden in a reading, consider the following. In what ways do you heal the world? Seriously consider the benefits of working there or joining that club, etc. The solution has arrived. There is nothing more to seek. What makes you feel safe, grounded, and whole? Don't wait for anyone else to have a pleasurable experience. Stop and smell the roses. Learn the art of being content. You made it. Now enjoy it. I like that one. I like that consideration a lot. It's like the sepia color with pops of, here we have pops of pink or fuchsia, yellow, purple. You probably can't see the purple at all with this crappy lighting. I will soon be moving. And so the next tarot study is going to be in my new office where I'm going to have the lighting fixed and tweaked, the sound quality improved, all that good stuff. Because right now where I'm recording right now, it's just damn near impossible to get it right, and I'm not going to try and stress myself out. I'm just going to take a break from uploading for a bit, get myself settled in my new spot, and then the new tarot study will be in the new spot because I like to change. I like to move about, apparently. Not really, but yeah. So anyways, guys, that's it. That is the deep dive into the majors. I don't have much to add about the garden or the world other than what I've spoken about earlier, but it feels appropriate that we land at this final card for my final video for this series that I did for this deck on YouTube here, because now we are nearing the end of the tarot study. It runs about 12 weeks. And we are now at the end of that. I can't believe it. It feels like yesterday I was just doing the kickoff live for the Hoodoo Tarot study. And now it's coming to a close. It's coming to completion. And now we all who were part of the tarot study at one time or another can, move forth with a new beginning with our deck, hopefully a deeper connection from it. And I want to hear, especially for those who were part of the tarot study, I want to hear from you in the comments and certainly in the Facebook group, some of your biggest takeaways from the tarot study and from this deck in particular. Will you be using it beyond the tarot study, and in what capacity? How will you be using it? I know for me, I still have the purpose in mind of how I'm using my deck, the Hoodoo Tarot study, but I'm curious to hear if it changed, like from before you did the tarot study to after. Were you using the deck one way, but now you're going to use it another way, or is it going to stay the same? Has your practice deepened? I want to hear from you. Let me know. I'm most active right now and will be, at least for the month of September and maybe going into October. I'll be most active in the Facebook group. I will be also publishing and uploading content on my website. I do upload videos there that are not here. So if you start to miss me, check out my website, abundantlifetarot.com, and there you will be able to see what content I'm putting out there and where. And then I'll be back. I will definitely be back. I'm going to do a separate video kind of discussing what's going on here and why I'm taking a little mini hiatus. I've touched on it before. I've reached the end of the road here at this place that we're living. We're going to move now, and I'm going to have a dedicated office space for my readings and for my video content. Yay. And I'm excited. I get to enjoy the garden of my life. And I'm going to actually start a garden, which I'm excited. My dad might even come out. He's an excellent gardener. Learned from generational folk, like ways of how to manage a garden. He just has an amazing garden in California. It's just lush and just bountiful with all sorts of fruits and veggies. So I aspire to be like him and gain some tips from him. And yeah, I'm going to garden as well. It's going to help with the magical things that I've started doing as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the end of an era here at this little temporary spot I'm living, the end of an era of when I lived in Sacramento, and what I'm embarking on, and in taking a moment to enjoy life and smell the roses. So that also is what's going on with me and why I'm taking a little hiatus. But it doesn't mean I'm taking a hiatus from readings or the Abundant Life Tarot Academy. The course, I'm going to be doing some Zooms. I'll talk more about that later. So like I said, check out my website, and I will do community posts so you guys know what's going on. And yeah, you'll see me around. I'll be around, just taking a little hiatus for a moment. All right, guys. Thank you for being a part of the tarot study. And I'm looking forward to doing the next one. I'll probably again look at the majors, but if I have time, and only if I have time, I'll see about exploring the courts or maybe one particular suit. But I always invite others to participate and record content that they're called to do as a part of the tarot study. So do that. If you're starting a new channel and you want some content and you want to get to know a particular deck or demonstrate a particular deck, this is a great way to do it. It's by doing a deep dive into it. All right, guys. Much love. See you all around. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.